Yeah. Right foot up, left foot slide. It's another edition of Any Kine Live. I'm Kaipo Guerrero. Liam O'Sullivan bringing us in with the melee. Wailua's own Liam O'Sullivan with that beautiful Ian O'Sullivan coming through with that melee, bringing us in. I'm Kaipo Guerrero. I'm going to be your host again for another episode of Any Kine Live. And with me, my partner, a man that has big talons, large feet, but even bigger balls, Peter Mel. Like I said, size 13, but like really big balls, Peter Mel. And but you know what? Hey,
there
Peter, wait. Hi, Peter.
Yes. Hi, Kaipo. Good to be back.
I need to be. Thank you for being back. And I already messed up on the show. I said, well, I messed up with that, and then I also messed up when saying that like you have bigger balls than your feet, which is actually not the truth. You'd be a human. You'd be a human oddity if your balls were bigger than your feet, Peter.
Definitely, and it would be hard to surf.
You'd have to actually, if your balls were bigger than your feet, you'd have to re-engineer wetsuits if you think about that, and actually surfboard design probably because you'd have to have a little divot in the middle of your surfboard for your foot-sized balls.
Kaipo. I'm glad. Any kind, right? Was this in the script? I don't think so. What do we got for us today? What do we have on tap for today?
So we're gonna start off. And I think it's still happening right now, live. Post Malone is on YouTube, and he's doing a tribute to Nirvana as a fundraiser, which is pretty cool. And so I had to check that out because I'm a big Nirvana fan. I'm a semi Post Malone fan. He's I mean, some of his early stuff is good. But what do you think about that? What
I like it. Hey, anything to raise money. I mean, what's the fundraiser for? What? Where is it going to? To help people out?
I think it's going to the World Health Organization. And don't quote me on that. I could be wrong again for the second.
Since Trump pulled his funding, now we're going to have Malone giving some cash.
we're going. But hey, wait! I'm looking through my phone right now. Oh yeah, Google's matching them too for everyone who's chiming in over there. $2 for every dollar donated. But I wanted to share this with you because we're talking about Nirvana.
Okay. Wait, the camera. There's the camera. There you go.
Who's that?
That's you, Kaipo, and then your camera's kind of off the side.
Okay.
Who is it?
Who is out?
Tell us.
That's me and Dave Grohl, the OG.
Grohl?
The drummer. Dave Grohl, the drummer from Nirvana. Like that was me in
so you hung out
1998. Yeah, and you know what's even a smaller world? Smaller world? The drummer right now in this cover of Nirvana's with Post Malone is one of the best drummers ever in the world, Travis Barker. And I got another thing for you. See this? This watch was given to me by none other than Travis Barker. It's a famous Stars and Straps watch. I worked for the guy for a little while.
Why does that say 420? Oh, you know what? We started at 420. You know that, right? Literally 420. The moment, and your watch says it. So you can't even script that.
I love it. I told you. Right? Any kind of live. But let's get to your setting, Peter.
I see your chains out too today. It's good.
I know. I brought them because the last time you had your chain out, so I had to bring the chains.
Your setting both out now, dog. We're gonna have fun.
You're in a really comfortable place for yourself. Where are you?
I am. This is my other home. I've got 3 homes in Santa Cruz that I use to get to the beach as my 5-mile radius. I've got my south side home. I've got my east side home, which is I'm in right now. This is Freeline Surf Shop. And we've been scouring this place clean, my wife and I. This is some cool Coletta surfboards here, one of our local shapers, second generation shaper as well. He's got boards in here. And you can see our 80s logo. 50 years in business. So I figured what better place if we're going to talk about Freeline than being at Freeline.
And a little bit of history of Freeline Surf Shop. Pop started out, right, and it's a and he's a shaper, and you followed in his footsteps as well. It's a family business.
It is. It is 50 years, like I said. This is our store that we are in now, which is on the end of 41st Avenue. This is our second shop right here. Our first one was around the corner over on Portola, but this one is our legendary shop. That's where our logo's from, this logo here, right?
Yeah,
that is done from a Dave Dalton painting. It was on the side of the building. It's an iconic painting that was there forever. Now it's my good friend's hair salon. I get my hair cut there. So I still actually go into the shop every so often to get my hair cut. It's that store just down the street. But it's we've been moving closer to the beach. We're still within walking distance from the Wild Hook. And best place you could be for a surf shop, really. You got Billabong across the street. You got Rip Curl down the road. You got Buell. You got O'Neill headquarters. So you'd say that this is probably one of the surf meccas. This is Surf City Main Street, but better.
Well, we talked about Surf City last time on how historically Santa Cruz is the actual real surf city, even though I have a lot of friends in Huntington Beach still. Don't hold it against me, you guys, but I'm just reporting the facts of history. Santa Cruz is Surf City in California.
Freeline. We actually, that's the whole, just for a story though, I mean, behind it, right? So actually the reason why there was this kind of quote unquote battle is because they were actually trying to figure out the rights of who owned the name Surf City USA. And of course this battle was happening because we were both using it, and Huntington decided that they wanted to have it a lot more. So they took it to court, and they ended up, Santa Cruz is like, hey, you guys can have it. All good.
that's like, why does that not surprise me about Santa Cruz? We're just like, yo, man, what's it going to cost? Like, yo, really? Exactly. You want it that bad? Okay, you can have it. Whatever. We got better waves. We got better waves. That's funny. You're running the shop, and the other thing I want to make a point to everyone, because I've been noticing this. I just you gave me the term YOLOers. YOLOers everywhere. And hey, look, I'm not dissing, bro. I want everyone to learn to surf, and surfing is a beautiful thing. I want you all to enjoy it. But the other day, I had like 6 YOLOers paddle out. Again, I have the shittiest wave in the world, okay? And 6 YOLOers came out of somewhere on soft tops, on wave storms, and paddled out, and we lost it. I went in, obviously. But the point I was going to make is just like, those guys didn't go to a surf shop to get their boards. And what you're missing when you don't go to a surf shop is you're missing your indoctrination in the surf culture. Okay? And that's why we need our neighborhood surf shops, because it's more than just a retail store. It's something that keeps our tribe alive, Pete.
It is true. And I'll tell you right now, the tribe is alive. I've got a box of wax outside my back door. So if you don't have wax, which I know is hard to find, you can come by Freeline and grab a bar on the house right out the back door. I got sex wax. I got Palmers. I've got all that. I got fin keys, leash ropes sitting outside waiting for you guys if you need it to go surfing. That's awesome, Pete. Freeline Surf Shop. That is absolutely awesome. I bet you're not giving away foo wax, right? Everything else. I'll put a couple bars of foo out there. No, I'll put a couple bars of foo. We are one of the only people that sell it, so those are a hot commodity. But you're right; they're not out there right now. I'll grab that. Oops. But all the other kind is. Those are a little more expensive. Yeah. Hey, here's a little known fact. I don't know if a lot of people know this fact. Surf shops in general make 0 on surf wax. It's a service to the surf community. There's no margin really in surf wax, is there? No. I mean, it can be if you go to your local grocery store, I guess, or that carries it and they sell it for $2.50, $3. Right. Yeah. Right. It's the margin on a surf wax it's stayed the same pretty much. I sell a bar wax here for $2, no tax, so that you don't have to worry about the $2.19 or $18, whatever it is, the tax here. But I pay the tax on the back end, but it's $2, right? So it's whatever that is. Do the math. But it's been $2 for as long as I can remember. I think I remember when we had to go from $1.50 to $2, and that was a huge jump, and that was easily 10, 15 years ago. So it's one of those things that hasn't changed. And, you know,
well, yeah,
big proponent of sex
I'm
products,
you,
all of them, because it's just a surf industry commodity.
And that's what you're missing out if you don't utilize and patronize your local surf shop. I just want to put that announcement out there. I know it's cheaper to go to some of these big boxes and get some of these overseas boards that may be really cheap for you to ride, but we all got to water the plant
internet
of surfing.
Exactly. The internet is good for entertainment, but if you want to buy something, go to your local surf shop.
There you go. And one more.
Unless you're buying toilet paper or Lysol or...
So one last thing when we talk about Freeline, how long have you been in business now, Freeline?
Open the doors summer of '69, so 50 years and some change. It's pretty amazing. We're going to be 51 years in July. So family heritage
there it is.
On 41st. Pretty cool. So thank you for recognizing that. And thank you to all of our loyal shoppers.
Yeah. And Surfboard Shaper, your dad, John Mel, also is a surfer, but also rides a unique craft. And it's almost a lost art. I don't see people doing it much anymore. He's a kneeboarder. What happened with kneeboarding, Peter?
I think the board was one part of it, because kneeboarding was a good thing here because there was a couple waves that the kneeboard fit really well. And my dad still is an avid. He goes to all the U.S. champs. He goes to the world champs, and he's kind of a legend in that whole group of individuals. It is a small group. There isn't any new kneeboarders out there. There's a few, but Gig Cilliers, are one of our co-hosts on the WSL.
Yeah, that's right.
He's an avid kneeboarder, and he's into it. World champs. Matter of fact, I think he just had a pretty good result in the world titles in New Zealand. So it's still alive and well. Don't let them say it's dead. I've never kneeboarded, probably never will, unless something happens. But it's a cool sport. Good barrel riding kind of skill. Buddy McRae, he's over there on the North Shore, right?
Buddy McRae. I'm going to go with Bill Sharp, another great kneeboarder.
Bill Sharp?
I'm going to go with Phil Fine, Michael Novikov.
If anyone else knows, Brian Steffen, a.k.a.
Hank Photo.
Hank Photo was a kneeboarder before. He doesn't kneeboard much anymore either, but...
Yeah,
he's
You remember Michael Novikov from Australia? Oh, look, we got kneeboard action right here.
Oh, you're killing me.
Who is this? It's Giggs.
Way to go, Nick. It is Giggs.
Yeah, that's Giggs.
That is amazing. Dude, he rips on the knee.
God.
Look at how hard he rips, dude. Look, he's doing toe-ins.
That
is sick.
My God. Kneeboard toe-ins.
That's what any kind live. This is this is amazing. That's so sick. See, Nick is behind the scenes doing all of this stuff for us. He can pull stuff up on the fly. I love it.
Dude? Wait, I lost my background.
You're speechless.
That was rad.
It's still going. Look, he's ripping that one. How good's a wave, too?
So big ups to all the cult of the kneeboarders. I love it, and we love every single form of surfing available, and that's one of them.
That's right. Speaking
of surfing, Pete, one of my favorite surfers, he got injured, and we saw, we've been looking at some of his clips from Jaws. Well, no, Billy Kemper got hurt, okay, right? And so Billy, we're wishing him a speedy recovery, okay? But Billy's timing on getting hurt in surfing was pretty timely because right after Billy got hurt, the Wuhan plague got unleashed on the world and pretty much pro surfing stopped.
Although I bet you he'd be getting some of those waves on the North Shore right now since he is a North Shore resident. Guess that's a little bit of a sting, but you're right. If you're going to get injured right at the end of the big wave season, he was there getting barreled down in Morocco. Unfortunately, there blew his knee out. But I'm sorry, I blew a lot more than just his knee, right? Broken pelvis, pretty smashed up.
I don't know.
So, I mean, that's.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's on the recovery. He's a warrior. but then Billy also, and his wife Tahiti, they're like a lot of parents right now. They have to homeschool their kids, and he's got some
As
great
a lot
kids.
of the nation is for the world.
Yeah, Lion and Hazy Boy. They're homeschooling them, and you got to be creative when you're homeschooling kids and make sure that that you're. Well, let's take a look at the lesson.
You learn the ABCs.
Yeah, and so write your own A.
A. Oh, there's an A.
And
it has a little base on it, though.
And it doesn't. He loves it.
Oops.
He loves it.
That is so amazing.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Good A. I like that A.
So what letter?
You can be, Peter. You can be 5 to 50 years old, and just drawing a penis is fun every single time. It doesn't matter.
Don't think that no one has ever been we all have done it. I mean, I know that Roddy Blakey likes to draw those things around everywhere. All of a sudden, your book ends up with, you're like, oh, cool. And he just puts a penis on his book.
Little known WSL fact is that Ron Blakey actually probably draws the most penises out of the whole crew when it comes to just illustrating. So he wins the award. Yeah.
And he actually likes to designate a certain type of penis to an individual. He tries to admit in his head, oh yeah, so he thinks it's pretty weird. He's kind of spot on too. That's what's even weirder.
Okay. Well,
I think you learned that one from Vaughn.
Oh God. Okay, so going from homeschool.
Move on.
We're still on the subject of homeschool because Zoom's a big thing in homeschool, and when you can learn at home, you don't have to dress in your uniform and have fun. Look at
what is that,
bro?
Is that a dinosaur? Oh, look at that! It's Triceratops. That is sick. Can you imagine going to school like that any way you want?
Yeah, that makes homeschool a lot more fun, and parents are getting creative right now. Now, homeschool, a lot of it is through a program called Zoom, and with Zoom. you can create your own background, right? And I think some people have been having fun creating backgrounds on this app that has absolutely exploded since the beginning of the Wuhan plague. So let's take a look at some fun that. Oh, he walked in on himself. Did you catch that, Peter?
How do you walk in on yourself?
It's a looped video.
That's weird.
That's the tech we have. How about this one? She created that background right there of the dude checking her out while she's on the Zoom call.
Oh,
classic office confessional right here. Check this out. Confessional from the office. Why not? And this is how you can have fun with a green screen and a green shirt. You can be just a floating head.
Yeah, but you know that's the name of that's called the lesbian disaster. Did you read the title of that? That was her Twitter.
I didn't
name.
want to get.
Look, it says it right there. Lesbian disaster.
I didn't want to call attention to that, Peter.
I did. You're showing me the stuff live. I'm going to see it. I'm going to make a comment. That's what's so cool about it.
Oh man. So check this guy out. He was making fun of a coworker, and he put as a placeholder a potato head. And then I'm sorry, she like the person made this as a placeholder as a potato head. Now the Zoom conference call comes on, and she couldn't figure out how to take this potato head image off, and so she
became the potato head.
Joined the meeting as a potato head. Yep.
Technological fail.
How's this? Combining your outfit and your Zoom background, Oktoberfest. Yeah, and Oktoberfest has been canceled, by the way.
Yeah, well, we're not going there anytime soon, right?
Harry Potter.
Wow, look at now he's a. That's amazing.
Game of Thrones.
I should get more creative, I guess.
We can. Hey, this is only episode 2. We're gonna bring in more stuff. We got We got plenty more stuff. Plenty more stuff, my friend.
Kaipo.
And another public service announcement for everyone: don't inject Lysol or bleach into yourself. I mean, you're looking for the quick cure. Be patient. Take some time. We're going to figure it out, but don't look for the shortcut, because the shortcut's not going to work. Right, Pete?
I would say that would be a bad idea. Bad idea. I mean, it's hard enough just spraying it all over your body and hands to clean yourself, let alone injecting it. Please don't. That's a good public service announcement, Kaipo.
Thank you. And you know me and germs. We're in a constant battle, bro. And that. No, seriously, dude.
Do you have some hand sanitizer right there next to you?
Sometimes I use straight rubbing alcohol.
That's good. It's a little dry. I got my hydro flask.
Me too.
I'm sure you have yours.
I got mine.
Reusable water.
What's yours filled with?
Fresh squeezed lemon and water. We have lemons just going bananas on our trees.
Wow.
So I put just a full squeezed lemon in there, and then some water mix, and it's just tasty. And then I have my Santa Cruz Board Riders logo on it. That's a pretty badass logo, huh?
Well, if you like sharks, sure.
Yeah, and lighthouses. It kind of tells our story.
Sharks and lighthouses. So anyway, thank you. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this wired is promote the use of, I like hydro flasks, but promote the use of any reusable drinking container, and cut down on that, single-use plastic, and also use filters so you can fill up your drinking container. I got a filter here. There's a Grail filter. I used to travel with this one, little plunger-style filter. So anywhere in the world, you don't have to buy
just
that
to solidify the fact
plastic
that you are a germaphobe.
And then
you don't want any germs in you.
No, but it's so I can use tap water anywhere and not have to buy that single-use plastic, plastic bottle. But filter. Also, I was going to use this one this year. This was coming. More filters. This is the Life Straw, and this one I was planning on. It actually would fit into my hydro flask. So I got all these tools. When we get
when we get kicked back
again. Yeah, when we
go to Brazil.
Yeah, for me in Hawaii, I don't have to. I mean, people do. My wife filters the water. We have a home filter, but I just drink straight out of the tap here in Hawaii. It's like Hawaii water is fine. Like, you know what I mean? And that's another thing. I want to make another public service announcement. If you're coming to Hawaii, you don't have to buy like cases and cases and cases and cases and cases of bottled water. You don't need to. Our water here
is just fine.
Just fine. Yeah, it's just fine.
Pure. It's pure.
Yeah. So we're talking about Hawaii. I want to talk about Santa Cruz, but I want to talk about a friend of mine who came up to Santa Cruz and did pretty amazing. Not recently, but he did a pretty amazing stunt, the acid drop, and that would be Jake Zake. Let's check this out, Peter.
This is okay. Just quietly, this doesn't really give it full justice. I mean, that is a high cliff, right? That's a 25, 30-foot cliff that he's going to be jumping off of into about 4 feet of water. That is gigantic. And he wants to land this thing. Look at, he fully committed to that. That's pretty amazing. He didn't pull it, so there's still more to strive for.
So let's take another look at it. We can look at this again. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this guy. I met him at the Red Bull Airborne in France this year. And
How good is that?
I instantly became a fan of this young surfer. Talk about personalities in surfing. Talk about being your own self. Jake with the acid drop.
He doesn't give a right? He doesn't.
He doesn't. He's a great kid.
Right?
And I'm wishing him a speedy recovery because he's such a daredevil. He likes to ride his motocross bike. He likes to skateboard. Not afraid of
you see his
big
edit?
sections.
Did you watch his edit?
Yeah.
He's got an edit he just dropped. It's sick. Skates good.
Yeah.
Bikes pretty good. Does it all.
Yeah.
Living the life.
But that's what I like. I like surfers that are bringing it and have some personality and know that you don't always have to work within the box that they're trying to put you in. I know we have a lot of talk about athlete. Everyone's an athlete. I got my medicine ball, my trainer.
Hey, I'll tell you.
No, bro.
Things have changed.
It's okay just
You've got to have personality now.
Well, yeah, you got to have personality now. And you know what? The funniest, to me, before we move on to the next one, I just want to say that now that in this non-world tour times, some of the best content is coming out of non-world tour surfers like Mason Ho, like someone like Jake Zake, like Jamie O'Brien, guys with personality. So it really is. I mean, it's a refreshing pause on the world tour right now, Peter.
Which, of course, with all this new technology and the way that you can produce your own content, the creativity will come out in the personality of each and every surfer and the way that their content is outlaid, right? I mean, it is a very creative and different time. I mean, it's going to be interesting how all of this unfolds, and I can't wait to witness it.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, questions, requests, anything, put in the comment section here on YouTube. You can DM me or Peter Mel as well. If you have any ideas or stuff you want us to get to, DM us. Also, remember, I'm going to keep on reminding you guys, because I'm a salesman, is subscribe to the channel, Any Kine Live. This is just the beginning. I told you we just dropped the seed in the dirt last week, and we're going to try to make this flower grow into the springtime. Oh man,
that's cool. We got some.
Yeah, return customers.
Go ahead. Typo.
No, that's Drew.
You got to announce that. I don't think Nick's coming out live. So
Drew
got some comments.
I know. I thought you were going to take it. You know what I mean? But I'll be the lead.
You're
Thank you, Drew.
Show, dude. You're the host.
Thank you, Drew, for writing in and purchased his board over at Freeline in 2016. He's still enjoying it, and thank you for watching Any Kine Live. And keep the questions coming.
And pass it on. Yeah, please do. It's funny because that's one comment I actually heard a lot is, I bought my first surfboard at Freeline, which is a pretty cool thing to have. Although we're just moving into the next subject, so we'll go into that next subject. This subject is the subject
of powdered donuts right here. This is
Did you just say powdered donuts?
Yeah. Watch this, bro. Hey, he doesn't get big barrels, and he has to pay the price.
He did get one of the barrels of the day, this day, too. I'll tell you what, that's Pipeline, and that is the worst place you could be. And that's not 4 feet of water. That's 2 feet of water with an entire ocean coming down on them.
This is
Ouch.
Hey.
Do we have his hero wave, too, though? Because he got a couple this last swell that he.
Yeah, we have his hero waves, but I'm just showing. I want to show you this because it's just pay the kid.
Ouch.
Okay, he's earning his money, But it's that kind of right. But it's that kind of sacrifice that earns this kind of reward. Check it out.
Poof!
Whoa!
That thing was a cannon. Oh, beautiful. And this is in April. And I think that if you think about this kind of swell in April, it's generally, you're lucky to get some 4 to 5 footers. This is solid 8 to 10 foot draining pipe and dreamy. And just jolly the boys, right? That's kind of how the rules are played. You got to live on the North Shore, right? I mean, you haven't making your journey over there. You have to surf on the west side, which is where your address is, or town, right? Yeah. Unless you're going to go get a reservation at a house over on the North Shore, you're not surfing over there.
No, we don't have that.
That's kind of how the rules should be, right? Here.
It should be the rules, but I keep on looking at this barrel. But I want to remind people of the rules, bro. We got a 14-day quarantine over here. You know what I mean? So I know some of you guys are coming over, and you know what? You guys are supposed to stay inside for 2 weeks when you come over, or just like it's not a good time to come over, to tell you the truth, like honestly. And I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm just saying, like, you're supposed to stay in 2 weeks, quarantine yourself if you're traveling to Hawaii. Even for us residents, if we were coming back home, stay at home.
You're supposed to stay at home. Yeah.
No,
and
yeah, but if you come here and you
exercise,
yeah, but just so, but like, how's the quarantine over there in Santa Cruz, Peter? I mean, are you seeing people there? I mean, are they staying home?
yes. Well, I would say for the amount of people that are in the lineup, I would say that it's not just neighborhood surfers here. It has to be a lot more influx of visitors. As I had mentioned earlier on the show about having, your address of where you kind of leave from. I mean, unsaid rule being 5-10 miles max. You don't really want to get any further than that, right? Your neighborhood surfs. You got to be able to walk to the beach or bike to the beach. That's kind of an unsaid rule, I think. There's places though that there is no surfing available, and that's kind of a bummer. And I don't know what to say to those guys. Maybe you got to call your mayor.
so
try to get it opened up.
You see how Peter's trying to be nice right now, okay? And I'm just gonna say it. A bunch of you guys from down south. I know you're nice, bro. Like I'll be the bad guy. Hey, yo, a lot of you guys from down south are going up to Santa Cruz right now, bro. You're making a big trip up there all the way, dude. And it's not your neighborhood, and we see you around. You know what I mean? And that's not quarantine, So
no, it's not. It's not helping. I mean, just put it this way, Kaipo. I'm listening. If there's these things are in place, these restrictions are in place to try and help flatten the curve, right? And we're not there yet. That's the thing I feel like right now is we're still right in the middle of this thing. So be conservative. Don't be a YOLOer, and just try to understand that and play by the rules. Yeah,
I can hear it right now.
My 2 cents on it.
Well, I can hear right now. The type of guy that he guy's such a dick. Like, why he's telling us like that's like it's like no, I'm looking out for everyone. Let's just it's better if we're patient. I'm serious. Like, it's better if we're patient and don't try to push it, because then we're gonna get back to normal sooner. I'm not trying to be mean at all. I'm just trying to be what science is telling us right now, and science is telling us, Peter, in a crowded lineup, if you're spitting, coughing, you know what I mean, blowing your nose next to people, that's dangerous.
No, it absolutely is. It is completely. I mean, and I know even if you're not sick, you're out there, you're always blowing your nose, you're always spitting and wiping your eyes, and so there's definitely flush coming out of your body into the water. And I don't have to be a scientist. Look, I'll even do this. I'll be a nerd. And I'll tell you that I don't have to be a scientist to know that when this thing's a lung generated, disease, and that if you're going to sit there and you're going to spit, hack, and do it in the lineup, those things are floating around. I don't know if it dies. I don't care, but I don't want to be in that situation. So if there's 15 guys in the water, it's going to be a hot zone. And so there's lots of hot zones. And so I've been trying to do all my surfs on off tides by myself. Trying to pick odds and end spots where you're not going to have that influx of crowd, because I don't want to bring my stuff home, because I have a high risk home and I don't want that to be the case. So, and also, to be honest, I think that the crowds need to be thinner. If you don't live within the beach region, sorry, you got to stay at home. That's just how it works. I pay the taxes here. I pay it's like, they should be able to use my exercise. That's my 2 cents.
I feel you, Peter, and I agree with you. But we're on the safe side of stuff, and we are trying to flatten this curve. We're trying to get over it. But other people have different views of exactly what's going on with this pandemic at the moment. And there's some people who are just like the stuff that we're saying, they completely disagree with.
That would be called a YOLOer.
The YOLOer, and I'm going to talk about the YOLOer right here. And so this guy's telling people to cough in his face cough in my face, and he's telling people that like this disease is not real, as everyone protests and coughs on each other. Okay, because they're impatient, they want to get out, you know. So she's spitting into the microphone, and this dude's like, so this dude's going like, this dude's saying that people didn't like land on the moon. He's saying that 9/11 was an inside thing. He says this is not even a disease; it's not even real. And he's also with a bold claim of saying, you know, raw eggs and raw meat, people have been telling you that it makes you sick and all this stuff. Like he's just, I've been eating raw eggs and raw meat for years now. That's this dude right here. So people have different views about it. But don't be like him. He's a YOLOer. Be like Peter and Kaipo and have a safe distance and try to be positive.
Wear a mask. I try to wear a mask
and surf your home break.
Yeah, it's just a way to flatten the curve. You can do what you're doing without being obnoxious. You don't have to have. I mean, the mask going into certain places and hot zones are good, you know. But washing your hands, doing all the right things. You know, when someone's coughing, take a wide berth. You know, if someone's running by you, sweating balls as you're walking down, give them a berth. That's what I think. That's what I do, and I hold my breath I actually hold my breath when I walk by people that are panting. That's
you know what? You're not that strange because and we haven't talked about this before the show. I swear we have not talked about this before the show. I do the exact same thing.
I promise we haven't.
When I see a pack of joggers, when I see a pack of joggers coming my way and they're in a pack of 4 jogging together, I'm just like, that brings it. Remember? Peter, bringing the, holding the breath story. Remember one time you told me I could be a big wave rider because like I can hold my breath long enough. It's just all in my head.
It is.
Yeah, it didn't work out. I know it still is. It still is. Do you remember?
You can hold your breath. You can hold your breath. I bet you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You did it to me. I think we're on the beach at Waimea, and you're just like, hold your breath, Kaipo. And then I held my breath, and you were like, You're okay right there. You're not going to have to hold your breath any longer than that out there. So you can do it. It's just in your head. And I was just like, yeah, Pete, that's right. But I'm not going out.
I'm right.
But that brings me another
being
funny
able to tell
story.
yourself that not to panic.
Yeah. And speaking of not to panic, I got another story with Peter. This is Nazareth 2018. I don't know if you remember this story. It was the year that they called it off. It got too big, right? And I was with you before you paddled out at 2018, right? Yeah, the year that they called it off. We had the half day, right? And I was with you on the beach before you paddled out. And you actually looked at me and you asked me, you're like, Kaipo, are you okay? Dude, you okay? You're looking shook. And I'm just like, Peter, I'm scared for you. And then you said to me, it's going to be okay. And you paddled out and I stayed on the beach. But I just thought that was so funny that you told me it's going to be okay when I was just like, oh my God, like, what is everyone doing?
Well, yeah. I don't know what to say, Kaipo. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay.
All right. Well, now we're going to move on to things. That made me smile, that memory, because I miss being on tour. And what other things are making us smile right now? You know, things that make us smile. The positive things about what's going on right now. And one of the big positive things to me is I see it, not just around me, but everywhere that I look in the world, is that the earth is rebuilding itself. The earth is taking a break. I mean, take a look at this here, India, compared to now during the COVID-19 crisis. Clear skies.
Quiet. Quiet. You can see. You can breathe.
And animals taking over the world because all the humans aren't ruining things. So a couple of penguins, they want to do a little stroll in South Africa. Nobody's going to bother them. The hyenas are coming out and they're feeling better about being outside and they can do their thing.
That's
and nature's
coyote,
their
Kaipo.
world too. The hopping rat can do that too. I mean, the kangaroo.
Oh, that's
Whatever
so
that
good.
is.
Look,
The jellyfish.
That's a
The
jellyfish.
jellyfish. In Venice, Italy. In clear water. The elk. In the UK.
In London.
Chilling.
That's sick. That's
This
a
is
reindeer.
stuff that makes me smile. Oh yeah, it has
That's pretty cool.
fuzzy horns. You know,
Well, you're not supposed to feed the animals.
And then, don't bring these guys around my house, bruh.
Right?
They might be happy over there. I'll get one
bacon.
of those. Yeah, we got the mountain goat sheeps coming out. The horses are going wild. Nobody's putting a saddle on them. Like, I'm chilling.
No.
That's
In the city life. They're all good. They're taking over. Pretty cool. Well, I've got something that makes me smile. The birds and the bees make me smile. I like the birds and the bees. And one of the most prestigious birds in the world, the California condor, and its comeback. This is what makes me smile. 1987, these birds were considered to be extinct in the wild. And with work of all the folks around here, they're trying to bring it back. It's been back so much now that we have 500 California condors flying the skies. And in Central California, gotta love this bird. It's ugly as can be, but it's one of those birds that is in tradition, like the Native Americans have folklore about it, that it signifies wisdom, it signifies justice, goodness, and leadership. The Native Americans have always loved the California condor.
wow. I thought
And,
that would have been like
of course,
the bald
the
eagle
birds
or
and the
something.
bees. No, they like the eagle too. But another bees. The birds and the bees. John Florence loves bees. He's got them on his ranch. Did you know that there's 20,000 different species of bees? Typo, did you know that?
No, I did not know that, Peter. But I'm not mad at bees because
And they-
bees pollinate the flowers.
Exactly. And they also are a huge part of our food supply. They actually pollinate beyond that. If pollination actually helps to create food for human use, and they are a very important thing. And I'm glad that John has bees in his farm so the North Shore can be pollinated nicely. And I think that most people who have the space should have some bees. That's my birds and the bees. We talk about the birds and the bees. Look at that. Those are a beautiful, beautiful creature. And we need to be symbiotic with all of the creatures of the earth. And you know what symbiotic is? I've got my nerd glasses on. That means you work together.
Is that, I thought that was like a quiz for me, but I know it's symbiotic, man. We have to, like when we live in a dynamic ecosystem, Peter. A lot of this the symbiotic nature of this dynamic ecosystem is how that we can make sure that the yin and yang and everything flows together. And so that's why for every little action, there's like horrible reactions. So we had a action here like long time ago in Hawaii. We introduced this animal to like take care of toads and stuff like that on the plantations. Well, called the mongoose. And you know what? The thing just turned into a pest. You know what I mean? And we did that every time so that is the dynamic ecosystem, you know, and people ask me like about mongooses and stuff. I like them, but like they don't really serve a purpose. And if you don't know what a mongoose is, a mongoose is like a squirrel on crack. So just imagine it's like this skinny squirrel that's like nervous all the time, like twitchy, like whoa, dude, whoa, what the whoa. And you know what I noticed even during this like Wuhan plague is that
isn't that in Ice Age? Is that in the mongoose? No. No. He's like a.
I don't even know what that
kind of
thing
like that
was,
though,
bro.
right?
Yeah, kind of like that. But back to the animals. The mongoose have been less nervous right now because less people are out.
Thank you. Are we done?
So final thoughts. I enjoyed, again, talking to you, Peter. I think we're right about on the 50-minute mark here for Any Kine Live, episode 2. Thank you for joining me, but I want to hear some final thoughts from you, Pete.
Well, I think that this is something that I enjoy doing with you. We didn't talk a lot of surf in this one, and it still was fun as can be. And I think that if we can keep getting creative like this and talk about all sorts of fun, cool stuff that's happening right now, and we can talk about it unrestricted and have a ball, let's do it. Let's keep going. Let's go to episode 3.
All right. Well,
and I want to know
what
what everyone wants to hear.
Yeah. Remember to comment,
smash
the thumbs up. Subscribe, smash the thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and I lied. I got another question for you, Peter. If you had to make up a pro surfer name,
you got a hard out, Kaipo.
If you had to make up a pro surfer name, Peter, make up a name that you would think would be rad for professional surfer. If you were going to create one,
John Mel. What about you? What would you do, Kaipo?
I would say Nick Rip, because you're ripping Nick, and but that name's already taken because that's our producer here, Nick Rip. So we want to thank Nick Rip for making all this happen because he does all the magic and stuff. I don't know if I can get a picture on him or not, but there he is.
There he is.
There's our man.
Yeah, Nick, your backdrop. You need to work on your backdrop, bro. We'll get you figured out.
Hey, so on behalf of Peter Mel, Nick Rip, and myself, Kaipo Guerrero, I want to thank you for watching another episode of Any Kine Live. And we're going to be back with EP3. We're going to be working on that. Remember, DM us, put in the comments, subscribe, smash some thumbs up for us on YouTube. And you can always DM us on Instagram and get updates that way. Give us some ideas for some shows. Love you guys. Aloha.
We're rolling. Aloha.